The primer that I'm using today is by Pixie and it is called the Eye Bright Primer. And I'm just going to place this all over the lid up to the brow bone as well as the lower lash line. And I'm just going to smooth it out with my fingertips, and you really just need a small amount, and then bring it up all the way to the brow bone. I really like this eye primer because it has a tint, so it cancels out all the darkness. And as a base, I'm using this Pixie shadow pencil in Mocha Mauve. And I'm just going to put this on the lid, focusing underneath the crease, and then slightly blending it with my fingers. And this is just going to give me a good base for my eyeshadows, as well as make it a little bit more shimmery. And then I'm using my Sonia Kashuk limited edition palette, and I'm using this color here in the corner. I'm just taking a really fluffy brush, blending brush. I got this one in an Etsy bag, so it doesn't have a name, but all you want to do is place the color in the crease and sweep it back and forth. And you really want to focus the brush inside of the crease and let the brush do most of the work, so you can see that it kind of blends it out for me. And the key is also to use a really light hand. You don't need to press really hard with your brush. And with my fingers, I'm going to take this shimmery shade here and I'm just going to lightly dust it onto the lids. And I want to focus most of the color on the lash line and then lightly blend it up. And this is just going to add some brightness to the look. And then I'm using this really nice matte bone color here from the palette, and I'm going to place that on the brow bone, and it's going to help blend out that transition color in the crease. It's going to make everything look nice and soft. And then I'm going to take this shimmery gray color just to darken up the outer part of my eyelid. And I'm focusing just on the outer V and then slightly bringing it in towards the tear duct. And you want to keep your brush inside of your crease. And again, just lightly with your blending brush. You don't need to put a lot of pressure. And now I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible Gel Eyeliner to create a nice cat eye. And I do have a separate video on this if you want something with more details. But basically I just start at the end and then bring the eyeliner forward. And I've already done my eyebrows off of the camera and added some mascara. And now I'm going to start on the lower lash line. And I'm using Pro Longwear Concealer from MAC. And I'm in the shade NW20. And I'm just going to clean up the under eye area. And I'm using a Sonia Kashuk pointed foundation brush to lightly pat it and blend it out, as well as make that outer corner of my lid nice and crisp. And then I'm going to take that first color that I used from the palette, and I'm just going to run this on the lower lash line. You really want to blend it out really well and smoke it out, and try to get as close to the lash line as possible. And then I'm taking this matte black from the palette, and I'm just going to run that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Just want to bring it in towards the middle. And again, just really blend it out and smoke it out, make it look really soft. So here is the eyeshadow done, and all you need to do from there is add your favorite mascara to your lower lash line. I like Clump Crusher from CoverGirl. And just for a little bit of definition, I use some Stray Dog eyeliner from Urban Decay in the waterline. And then I'm taking my Kat Von D foundation, Lock It Tattoo foundation. I'm in the shade Light 48, and I'm just going to put it on with my fingers. I'm just going to rub it into the skin, really buff it in. You don't really need a lot of foundation. It's really pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And you can see here that it really cancels out all the redness around my nose and chin area really well. And now I'm going to go in with my Anastasia contour kit, and I'm using this yellow powder right here, and I'm going to set the concealer underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to take the middle contour color with my Real Techniques contour brush. And this one goes on really light, so it's really forgiving, and it's hard to go overboard with this color because it just goes on really nicely. And I'm just going to focus in the hollows of my cheekbones and then on the hairline and on the side of the forehead. And then taking my Sonia Kashuk contour brush, I'm going to contour the side of my nose with the same color. And I'm going to take this one here, which is a little bit more pigmented, it's a little bit more intense. And I'm just going to put that only on the first part of the contour, so I'm not going to go all the way down. Just for a little bit more definition. And then I'm taking the highlight from the palette, which is an awesome highlight, and I'm just gonna put that on the tops of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, and on the cupid's bow. Just on the normal places that I would highlight. And for blush, I'm taking my Pixie Bloom Trio palette, and I'm using the pink. And I'm just going to lightly dust it onto the apples of the cheeks and then bring it up towards the hairline. And for lipstick, I'm using Petal Kiss by Flower. It's a really nice matte pink. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.